Witam wszystkich serdecznie, nagrywam też na archiwum, moi drodzy, pokaz. Dzisiaj mamy 14 września 2023 i jest to drugi stream CD Projektu związany z wyjściem DLC do Cyberpunka, czyli Phantom Liberty. Na pierwszym pokazali już co nieco na temat policji, broni i tak dalej. Za dużo było gadania o fabułce, o postaciach, za głęboko tam wchodzili z tym tematem. Zobaczymy co dzisiaj, czy zaciekawią, czy zanudzą. No i tyle, no. Życzę miłego oglądania, moi drodzy. Ale zasubował
Cieszę się, że
Wixer,
jesteś.
dzięki.
Wixerer jest szefem od 20 miesięcy.
Co to jest? A, to jest ten Phantom Liberty intro. Takie w sensie pod ten stream. Ta muza jest dobra. Nie. O.
Hello everyone and welcome to this special jam-packed episode of
Ej,
Vice
ale
City One.
ja jeszcze... Wiecie co by było zajebiste, jak oni by gdzieś sadzili w tym DLC dosłownie tą samą postać, która była na pierwszym trailerze, ta taka baba, co zamordowała tymi ostrzami. Jakby tą postać gdzieś umieścili tam w jakiejś misji, nie? Że ją tam odnaleźli czy coś. Bo jej nie było chyba w podstawce nigdzie, jest? Czy nie? A ona była w podstawce? Ale to była misja poboczna? Ja tego nie widziałem. To już dawno temu. Bo psychoza, dobra, faktycznie. Ale patrzcie, wypadło mi to z pamięci już. Tyle czasu minęło. Cinematic trailer, moi drodzy, to jest. Ty, to Watch Dogsy są. Wiem, to jest ten aktor, no. To jest aktor, którego nie znam, ale wy... od razu super, że widzicie go.
Nobody on you. I just caught surveillance cams.
Adios, Night City.
Adios, Night City. Zróbmy głośniej.
Yeah. What about you? Get your ticket out yet?
I hear the government's sealing a deal.
I told you. You're the president.
Wygolony bok, no wiadomo, że tak wszyscy mają tak.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, you deserve it. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you. You know what I'm thinking about right now?
Tell me.
Taco stand back home. First thing I'm gonna do when I get off this train is head right there.
Ale tego nie było, to pierwszy raz pokazują ten trailer, nie?
Dreams.
Ten cinematic właśnie, tego Fantoma.
It sure sounds tasty.
Yeah. You were the one that took me there in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember now.
Well, listen, when this is all over, you gotta take a break, you hear me?
A tam możecie mu wsadzić kartę normalnie. Idea pop. Albo era. Tak, tak. Ciul, zhakowany pociąg. Aha, Gana
We
jest.
got a passenger in
Uh-huh.
this carrier, and I think we might be compromised.
Akcja.
Soon.
John Wick! Oj, oj. Oj, oj. I już fabuła zaspoilerowana. I po co ja mam w to grać? O, 7 lat później. Nowe Stany Zjednoczone Ameryki.
So me, you want a pill? So me,
Excuse me, Madam President.
pill? It's going to be a long flight.
No, thank you.
O kurwa, lecą! Na stadion!
I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you.
Za 12 dni. Ale ej, w ogóle to jest popieprzone, nie? Że...
What a cliffhanger. Everything you saw in the trailer happens 7 years before Phantom Liberty begins. So there's definitely
A oni też
a lot more
zaspoilerowali w
story
ogóle
to discover
w
in the
Cyberpunku
expansion.
podstawce.
Now we're gonna hear
To
from
wszystko
Idris
było w
Elba
głównym
himself
trailerze
to
przed
talk
premierą
more about the
zaspoilerowane,
trailer
że
and
umrze
how he
nam
brought
nasz
Solomon
przyjaciel,
Reed
nie?
to life.
Też było takie zaspoilerowane wszystko, kurde.
Hi, I'm Idris Elba, and I play Secret Agent Solomon Reed in Phantom Liberty, the upcoming expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. Reed is a professional, someone that's lived many lives. He's basically a sort of secret
Słuchaj,
agent
on teraz
that
będą
has
gadać
worked in
właśnie.
Night City for a long
Ja wam będę
time.
tłumaczył, moi
And
drodzy.
there's been a special
To jest niesamowite, kiedy przyjechałem do Polski, do tego małego studia w Warszawie. Poczęstowali mnie pierogami, ja mówię, co pierogi, jakie pierogi? Ja tylko dumplings, to było u mnie znane, ale pierogi. Zadziwiło mnie to, że oni nie piją wody, oni te pierogi zapijają wódką. Patrz.
Obviously, you know, with a spy character like Solomon Reed, you don't know much about him.
V.
You know what maybe
O,
he's
będą
capable
spoilery.
of, but can you trust
Litwini?
him?
Myślę sobie,
The spy story will
Litwini.
make you think one thing, and actually you should be paying attention to something else. Every now and again in the storyline, you actually get some nuggets of who Solomon Reed is, and he's reluctant. You know, he doesn't really like to just open up and say it, but his personal side is definitely one that's filled with torment, betrayal, trauma. But at the
Ja wam
center
powiem
of his
wprost.
personal life is his
Mi-
work.
ja w
Like,
ogóle
he really
mnie to
loves his job.
nie
He's
łapało
very
nigdy i nigdy mnie nie
dedicated
będzie
agent.
łapać jak
And you get to know
aktor,
that
który
as
bierze
you
udział.
change.
Znaczy ja wiem po co to jest. To jest część kampanii. To, że kazali mu usiąść i gadać o głupotach totalnych, jak on w tym podkładał głos albo brał udział i o czym będzie historia. Ale to jest z punktu widzenia marketingu potrzebne. Natomiast mnie to nigdy nie interesowało, bo ja wiedziałem, że to jest... Bo ja wiedziałem po co to jest, tak? Ja wiedziałem, że to jest utrzymanie, nie wiem, uwagi, robienie rozgłosu, tak samo jak Keanu gadał o grze, że takie historie będą i tak dalej.
Solomon's right here. He's done. He's on the train. He's about to chill.
Ale to-
He's leaving. And also he has
Hypik, no to jest potrzebne z punktu
one
widzenia
person that he
marketingu, to jest
trusts to help
potrzebne,
him
no.
make that escape. He's not thinking
Jak już
that
mu
anyone
zapłacili
could
w pizdu
infiltrate him.
pieniędzy, to już
He
niech
didn't
parę
even
razy jeszcze
get on
zrobi
the
wywiadów,
train.
nie
He jumped
nagrają
on
z
the
nim
sky.
parę
So
odcinków i
he's
tyle.
feeling really good. For anyone who's really looking at this frame, there's a big Easter egg. Look for it. It's there. It's
Gdzie
in
jest
the
Big
frame,
Easter egg?
But it's a big Easter egg.
No ale kurde, ja nie widzę, to... Gdzie jest Big Easter egg?
Get you
Kurs
to get out
DJ?
there.
So me.
A co to jest za Easter egg z DJ-em?
I remember shooting this.
Może coś związane z jego jakąś rolą,
Pajamas,
albo
basically,
z
all
czymś,
this
no nie wiem.
Stuff all over you.
Ty, ja
You
idę do
got a
piekarnika,
big
szybko!
sort of camera thing rig on your face. You've got to really get into the imagination of your character. And I remember shooting this, and it's incredible, man. Now look at the detail and on the animation. Obviously, I was there, so I'm acting, but to see it come to life like this is bonkers.
Jeszcze trochę.
We'll stand back home.
Jedna frytka jest gotowa, ale jeszcze jest 5
First thing I'm
minut.
gonna do when I get off this train is head right there. I swear those quesadillas come to me in my dreams.
It sure sounds tasty.
The Reed-Somi relationship's a really big thing to unpack. It's really good. I can tell you that, you know, Solomon Reed and Somi have a special bond. More or less, Somi is his protege. He trained her to some degree. He's one that looked out for her. And all I can say is that he trusts her. This is the moment. That's the beginning of the section where it starts to literally crumble.
Ale ja wam powiem, co jest moim zdaniem dziwne. Tak samo było w podstawce, że
Super tense moment there. And this is for Somi, this moment of, you know, do
Że
I, don't I, do I betray
zaczynamy
a friend,
grę.
someone's like a father. She's under an incredible pressure that we don't realize. It's either her or
ale nastąpi to, co było pokazane przed premierą gry w trailerze głównym, w cinematiku.
and that's what I love.
Zamiast od tego miejsca, co było pokazane jako wprowadzenie, kontynuować grę. Że my już wiemy, co za chwilę nastąpi, no bo tak musi być, bo tak było zapowiadane.
There is a moment of remorse and a moment of sort of regret, I guess, feeling a bit betrayed from Somi, but That's not what he's thinking about right now. What he's thinking about is like, okay, how do I try and up my odds here and get out? 7 years later. This is the moment that you actually realize that Somi is just a different person. You know what I mean? Like she's...
Od rozbicia się samolotem mówisz, że będzie akcja? Okej.
So me, you want a pill?
I leci rakieta.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Now she works for the president,
It's going to be a long flight.
No.
but the plane just got shot down.
Be
Uhuhu.
alive if it wasn't for you.
Now that is a good trailer.
To był good trailer. To niezły.
Assault rifles, tactical gear.
Dogtown is, I guess, the most deadly place in Night City. It's a district ruled by a militia. It's also sort of like a labyrinth of crumbling infrastructure. And by the way, the scale of Dogtown is incredible. You know, as a storyteller,
O kurde, on ma twarz jak
amazing
Jack.
canvas.
Jak
This is
Jackie,
open
nie?
world. I mean, you can pretty much go anywhere in it. And
Może wskrzesimy Jackiego, co?
like, incredible.
w dodatku.
The writing in this expansion is really, really good.
No, jak
especially
papaj,
around Song.
ale-
You know, 'cause it's a big storyline.
Ale by
and
zrobili, nie?
really
Jakby
well dialogue.
było
He's a
możliwość
really good
chłopie
character,
Jackiego
really complex
pamięć
to play.
w grania.
This is the first major game I've done as a voice major, and it was an easy yes for me because I'm a big fan of CD Projekt from the Witcher games and Cyberpunk. What I really liked about it is the fact that it's so big and a real character study. And it was a challenge for me, I'm not gonna lie, but in terms of the voice, I have to have the spectrum of emotions in the way I speak, in the way he answers. The whole experience was definitely like a learning curve. And I can say I've done it, and I've done it, you know, in a really phenomenal game.
Dogtown. Burn it to the ground is what we'll do. It's a simple choice. Them or us. Peace comes at a price. Someone's always got to pay.
Awesome stuff. Seeing Idris Elba in action and talking about his character really makes me want to get to know him more in the game. But new characters aren't the only addition to Phantom Liberty. Music has always been a vital part of our games and the stories we tell. We've created a brand new score for Phantom Liberty, and right now we'll hear from senior composer P.T. Adamczyk and composer Jacek Paczakowski to discuss creating music for a spy thriller. We'll also hear more about the new radio stations coming to the game, featuring all new tracks from artists from all
Frytki
around the
jeszcze,
world.
spokojnie.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Pavel. Good to be
Hej
here.
Paweł!
I'm great. It's awesome to have you guys here in the studio, and I want to know everything about Phantom Liberty and its score. So tell me, like, what's going on here? Like, what are the inspirations? What type of music can we expect, and how does it fit into
Dawaj, muzyka.
Cyberpunk 2077?
Can definitely expect more cyberpunk vibe,
Dobrze.
although we spiced it up a little bit more with spy thriller themes throughout the project. We wanted to make players feel like they're secret agents behind the enemy lines, give them the gravity of the situation and also the danger that V is in during
W tle
their
jakiś
mission.
fajny leci
The
utwór
most
taki.
influential
choralny.
part, I think, is the new characters that are introduced in the expansion.
Yes, because it's a CDPR game and characters make the story. Apart from the spy thriller thing, there's obviously a very deep, emotional, and very human story that we're trying to tell. And this time, the main relationship between Songbird and Reed is sort of what we're focusing on musically. It's also, what is
On się
the
nazywa
principal
Adamczyk.
theme musically in this expansion. Everything basically like it's always in CDPR games. Many different layers, but
A
at the
widzisz,
heart of
chyba nie
it
oszukał
is
jeszcze
a
kogoś.
touching story.
I'm happy that you mentioned that characters are very important, and I always treat like characters being the catalyst of the story itself. But we're known for our storytelling. There's a
Dokładnie,
lot of things
obiecuję,
going
obiecuję.
on, and music kind of needs to play into that in order to have certain emotions come out of players. How difficult is it to like marry all these things together?
Well, it's definitely challenging. It was challenging in the base game, and because
Idę po fryty.
right now we were so focused on the story of the triangle between Breach, Songbird, and V, that we were able to put even more detail into the sort of musical storytelling for this expansion. So it was definitely difficult, but I think also very rewarding, and I hope it's going to be really enjoyable for the players as well.
It is something that I look for when playing a game, kind of seeing how the music affects me. And in some games, it's I think one of the most prominent things. And I also know our community has always been saying that when it comes to music, like you guys always nail it and bring A game always.
That's very kind. You have something to add to that?
Well, to me, it was actually relatively easy because I came on board only about a year ago. So the sound, even for the expansion, was already established. So I needed to fit within a spectrum that was created by PT and Marcin. Also added something for myself, did some gritty synths of my own.
So we know we have the basics more or less. Of course, I know that after talking to you guys right now, I really want to listen to it. So question is, when can I listen to it, and when can the people watching listen to the score?
So I guess we have some good news to share. Our original score for Phantom Liberty is out right now on all streaming services.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's the news I wanted to get. So that's one part of it. And now I feel like we should transition and talk about 3 new radio stations that we have. So we have Darkstar Radio, we have Impulse, and Growl FM. So these are 3 new radio stations that are coming to the game. And let's dive into them and tell me kind of what we can expect. And I'll let you guys just start with the one that you want to start, and then we'll move through the list.
Well, Darkstar comes first to my mind because I'm into those moody, dark tracks. We wanted to create a station that combines music from around the world. So think of it as a world music of dark dystopian future. Obviously, when you have artists from around the world like Kenya, Uganda, Poland, America, they would interpret their visions differently. Even though it has got that commonality, it is
Fryty.
actually quite
Dobra,
various
jestem. Słyszałem, że
station.
muzykę wkładają teraz, tak?
I
Zaraz
think
posłucham
the
muzyki.
highlight of it is also there are 2 tracks by Idris Elba himself.
Okay. Is he DJing there, or is he like rapping maybe? Like what is he doing there?
He is rapping and he produced those tracks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we're really thrilled to have them. I think they fit perfectly, both in the cyberpunk context and as well with the Darkstar Radio.
Is that the only radio station that he had influence
Sasha
over,
Radio
or are
będzie?
there any other tracks
Dziękuję
that
za
you kind of
smacznego,
dabbled
dziękuję.
into? Maybe some DJing from him. I know he's known for that.
Yes, I mean, that's one of the, again, great news is that we have him as a DJ. Impulse Radio is basically his DJ set, put together from unreleased tracks.
Nice.
So if you like listening to, modern
3 nowe stacje
electronic
radiowe z
music,
tego
club
soundtracku
music,
robią.
you can put Impulse Station on in one of your cars in Night City and just enjoy Idris's DJ set.
It must be also interesting
Set DJ-ski,
because you guys are working with different artists, like you mentioned, from different parts of the world, and also mixing all these things together, but still trying to keep that vibe of cyberpunk in it. Is it like, from your perspective, was it very hard, or is it something that you go to someone and say like, okay, this is our overall mood, this is kind of, what
Fizyka
we're trying
motoru
to
była
achieve,
słaba
but
chyba,
then
nie?
you give like, people free reign to do whatever they want and what they're kind of known for.
We basically try to give them free reign, and we try to direct them very carefully. We want them to be great and to give us tracks that they love and the community will love. We don't want to be micromanagerial when it comes down to people creating music. We don't believe that this is the right way to do it. So, with Idris Elba, with all the other artists that we worked on, it was, here's the brief. It has to fit into the cyberpunk world context that we created.
Spokojnie.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. So that leaves us with Growl FM as the last radio station, and I know this one also is a special one. So let's talk about it.
Everything is very unique. No 2 tracks are alike. And we're really happy. We were very proud of this station. We're really also very proud of the community.
Yeah.
So shout outs to the community.
It's incredible, but it must be also
Tak.
very
Sorry,
difficult
like,
to take all these
and
things
we're
and kind of,
really
okay,
happy. We
does
were
this
very
fit
proud of this
into
station. We're really
Cyberpunk?
also
Will
very
this be
proud of the
something that a
community.
player will enjoy?
So
But I
shout
kind of
outs to the community.
feel that in a sense. It's incredible,
yes,
but it
because
must
there
be
are
also
people who
very
kind of
difficult
like
to
to
take all these things and kind of, okay, does this fit into Cyberpunk? Will this be something that a player will enjoy? But I kind of feel that in a sense, yes,
różnorodność.
because there are people who kind of like to pretty much like branch out and listen to different
Death
things on
metal?
one radio station instead of having a radio station that focuses only on one genre.
Ale
The uniqueness
ta
was
muzyka jest
key,
dobra do
really.
pojeżdżenia sobie wieczorem,
Obviously
taki
the craft had
klimacik.
to be there, and you know the general vibe of Cyberpunk had to be, you know, maintained within those
Muzyka,
tracks. However,
samochodzik,
there were a lot
klimacik.
of tracks that we would, I mean, either Martin or I, we would never come up with them, you know. So a lot of those entries were really surprising, but we felt that, you know, Night City is an eclectic world. It's a world of a distant future, maybe not so distant future, but still futuristic.
Yeah.
So, you know, it can be a melting pot of many different things. So we basically ran with that. You know, it's like, okay, how weird can it be? How different can it be to what we already have in the radio? And, you know, I think all the artists that are on Growl FM nailed it.
Thank you guys for joining me and talking about this because, like I mentioned previously, and I'll mention it again, music for me is very important in games.
Ale
And I think,
na
like,
YouTubie
you
nie
both
wylądowała
and
ta muzyka, to
Marcin
gdzie ona
also
jest?
have done a tremendous job
Na
in
jakichś
order to
streamingowych?
bring
On
Night
powiedział,
City
że na
to life, and
streamingowych
also
tych,
with
to na
the artists that
Spotify'u?
you guys collaborated with, they all fit the bill. They enhance the gaming experience, so awesome
Thank you.
stuff.
Music is also very important to us.
I can tell because you guys can talk about it for days. Thank you for joining me once again.
Thank you, Pavaru.
Thanks for the invitation.
That's some great info about some great tunes.
Dawaj.
We've heard a bit about Growl FM already, but we want to share even more about this completely new radio station that has been created by you guys, the community.
Co?
Here's a quick glimpse into a documentary about how the station came to be.
Music. Okay, so maybe we should do a radio station.
Underground broadcast.
You didn't hear that in Night City in the basement.
Adamczyk.
Do people still believe? We just have to take part. The game has a lot of action.
This helped us a lot.
Your name is gonna be immortalized forever.
You know, music can be a legitimate pursuit.
I know that Cyberpunk is built in a universe with a lot of tech.
It's interesting, it's very fun.
You live on the streets and you dream of a big life.
Almost no limits on how far we could go with it.
Congratulations, you've won.
You need to feel that music punches you in the teeth, takes your money and walks away.
Like K-pop, like hip-hop, even pop music.
Hip-hop.
Pretty nice. Ideas keep coming.
Hundreds of hours.
So that was a bit of a challenge.
And I'm really excited to meet the artists
To są
behind the
Polacy?
music in Growl FM podcast.
Z Warszawy?
It's always amazing to see the awesome work of our community, and we can't wait to share the full documentary when it airs on September 18th. Stay tuned to our social media channels for more info. Moving on to our last music announcement. Every good spy thriller needs a theme song, and we're super excited that chart-topping Polish singer-songwriter Dawid Podsiadło has a brand new original song featured in the game titled Phantom Liberty. Here's a teaser with some behind the scenes
Dawid
of how it was
Podsiadło?
recorded.
Co ten Dawid Podsiadło?
Hello everyone.
Oh!
My name is Dawid Podsiadło. I'm a Polish musician, and today we're at the studio, and we are recording a song for the Cyberpunk 2077.
Co on będzie śpiewał?
Phantom Liberty.
Aha, bo on przy anime też pracował, nie?
Play the game, listen to the song, and I hope you're gonna fucking cry.
To dobrze brzmi.
After music, let's turn to gameplay. I'm here with game director Gabe Amatangelo to talk about some of the amazing new gameplay personalization possibilities we've created as part of Update 2.0 and Phantom Liberty. Gabe, hello once again.
Pavel Burza. I recently learned that in English, Burza means storm.
Exactly.
So your name is Paul Storm.
It sounds better in English when you say it, like Paul Storm and Pavel Burza. It sounds much better.
It sounds better. It sounds like a superhero. It sounds like
Dobrze,
you're
uczysz
Thor's
się
cousin.
polskiego.
I wish.
Like,
I wish.
Thor comes into the battle, does a single target damage. Paul Storm shows up, starts doing
Ale
AoE
small talk.
damage.
Ale oni mają esse, co? Ale są wyluzowani, nie mają crunchu w tej Warszawie.
Combat. Let's talk about it.
Combat has changed a lot, but also character customization has changed in terms of the new perks and all that stuff, and we're here to unpack it. So I know you've talked about this already, but give us a general feel of what we can expect in terms of the changes coming with 2.0 and Phantom Liberty.
Sure, and like you're saying, there's so much. So I'd like to start with kind of just saying the spirit of it and what was the drive behind it. We want it to because there's so much potential in the cyberpunk IP, and when you think about the dark future and cyberware, there's different kind of like super soldier or super merc kind of fantasies you have in your mind, and we wanted players to be able to realize that and play it and feel it. And so we've basically changed the perks around. Like, I mean, there's stat increases and stuff like that, which is always fun in progression, you know, getting incrementally more powerful, but we really focus it on the actions, the things you can do, right? And so we've added a suite of things you can do that tie into different themes. And then, of course, players can mix and match and come up with their own unique styles.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I like the customization part of it, that, you know, there are some things that we can do in terms of, like, we'll actually
Czemu wy
show
słyszycie dokładnie to, co ja gadam?
options in
Tłumienie
terms of
hałasu.
what you can build, and we have the help of designers to guide us through it. But you can actually do like a
Czemu nic
mixture
nie
of
mówicie? Ja bramę szumów muszę
assassin type
wywalić.
ninja or a character that is more like Hulk smash, I want to go in and destroy stuff, or a stealthy netrunner that has like these you know, quick hacks and stuff like that. There's so many cool things back here. It's
you can be a stealthy netrunner.
Teraz nie
you can
będziecie
be just
słyszeć,
like a direct, you know,
jak będę
going out
mlaskał.
there and just like wrecking stuff, blowing up machines and stuff, netrunner, hacking stuff. But yeah, there's so much nuance as well, and we're going to talk more about players being able to explore the nuance later.
Exactly.
Okay.
One other thing in terms of like general stuff, something that is kind of general, but it's new and it's not very general, but it's interesting, is the relic skill tree. Something that we unlock through the story, and what does it bring in terms of gameplay?
So the relic, as you said, tied into the Phantom Liberty story, and it's towards the beginning. It's within the first few minutes.
Relic tam będzie odgrywał ważną rolę.
And you've seen in the trailer, if you've watched the trailers, Somi reaches out to you through the relic. They're in a dire situation. It's the only way she can get to you. And to kind of show you she's the real deal and she can help you, she says, here's kind of a taste. I'm going to kind of clear out some of the bad data in the relic, and I'm gonna set it up such that your cyberware can utilize it. And so the theme of it is that it kind of both enhances your cyberware as well as able to kind of scan and exploit other people's cyberware. So it's kind of a cyberware theme to it.
It's crazy, crazy. It also shows you how powerful she is as a character, but that's like a whole different story arc that we could get into. But I don't want to get into that because I don't want to spoil anything. But that itself is incredible. So maybe what we should do right now is we should see the possible builds that we have. And I know we have 3. We have something that is a super strong solo. We have something that is like a more ninja type, fast solo. And we have a netrunner. And we have the help of our fellow gameplay designers who will actually guide us through those. So.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I tu Rojo.
I'm Karol Mateasik,
Jestem...
lead gameplay designer.
Myślałem, że to będzie. Jestem Patryk Rojo-Rojewski. Dzisiaj wam pokażę buildy do... Bullet Ninja, czyli czołg, lekarz.
Which is why dash and air dash are perfect to get close to enemies without taking any damage. I like to bring a katana to a gunfight, and it goes great with a new perk that lets you deflect bullets and even send them flying back at enemies. If you're running low on health, you can also perform a finisher on low health enemy for a quick boost. But this playstyle isn't only about blades. You can combine three great
ta postać
perks,
dalej siedzi na tym motocyklu jak na kiblu.
to leap
Sztywno.
off motorcycles and rain down bullets from the sky in slow motion. The new jailbreak ability from Phantom Liberty unleashes the full power of your Mantis Blades. After finishing or dismembering an enemy, you can perform a really long leap to deal devastating damage. Great for getting rid of those hard-to-reach targets like snipers and netrunners. With this build, your enemies won't know what hit them.
Awesome.
Bullet time ninja.
Yes.
That's so cool. Like you're moving, they can't even see you. You're just jumping in.
Zwolniony
Mantis blade,
ninja.
Katana. Like
Zwolnione
going crazy,
tempo
going
ninja.
hammer.
Two favorite parts. I love the dash to the person in the guard tower or whatever.
Yeah, so high up.
Yeah. That was fun. But my favorite part was I like to bring a katana blade to a gunfight. Well done, Carol. That was a good one.
Yeah, it really showcases this build. This has actually been one of my favorite
Oni jak
ones.
bracia wyglądają, nie?
When I was playing Phantom Liberty.
Oni trochę jak bracia wyglądają, tylko ten taki rudawy, a ten drugi taki... No tak, kurde. Ten jest starszy, nie? Po twarzy, że delikatnie. Build overview, jaki?
Hi, I'm Julia Primak, a gameplay designer at CD Projekt Red, and I love playing as
To jest twój głos? To nie jest jej
The
głos.
best part of being a
AI to
netrunner
jest.
is, of course, the hacking. And now it's more powerful than ever.
Niemożliwe jest to.
With the new Quick Hack Q, you can stack up to 4 hacks on a single enemy and play around with some devastating combos like Contagion and Overhit. It's pretty deadly. With Overclock, you can gain an extra edge by sacrificing your health to cast hacks with almost
Ona
no
była na
heal.
Gamescomie.
With Update 2.0, netrunners can even take over cars, transforming vehicles into ticking time bombs. Once you're up close, it's time
Fajne.
to whip out the Monowire. With the Relic skill tree from Phantom Liberty, you can power it up even more. Now netrunners can combine physical damage and upload control hacks onto enemies. I can't wait for everyone to try it out.
Nie, mi to nie pasuje do jej postaci ten głos. What the fuck w ogóle?
Hack and slash Netrunner, wow, lots of action. We kind of know Netrunners to be a little bit stealthy, kind of behind the scenes doing stuff. We have a little bit of that, but still...
Dobra, a ja mam takie pytanie do osób, które grały w Cyberpunka. Bo ja nie budowałem postaci w taki sposób, żeby hakować. Ale czy serio w ogóle są osoby, które szły w hakowanie i podczas bitwy mogliście zakłócać im tam motoryki i tak dalej i to miało sens, bo ja do tej pory to takie gówno miałem, że co najwyżej to on kurde kulał przez 3 sekundy albo trochę się podpalił, ale to tylko było wspomaganiem, w sensie nie dało się kogoś dosłownie zabić, nawet jak mieć najlepiej rozwinięte hakowanie kogoś. Dało się go zabić nawet bez potrzeby podejścia? Dało się? No bo z tego, co ja tu widziałem, to było możliwość zhakowania kogoś do tego stopnia, że się sam w głowę strzela. Dało się to już w podstawce, czy nie jeszcze? W podstawce chyba tego nie było. Było? To może takiego builda sobie zrobię na DLC-ku właśnie, na hakowanie. Bo ja miałem typowo pod walkę zrobionego.
And then of course put on the detonate one that had a timer and
Exactly.
cool combos.
Perfect. Cool stuff. And now we have the last one. So the last one will be
Ale ja mam ukończone
strong solo
Kezigo
build.
podstawkę,
So
po co ty
let's
gadasz? Ja ukończyłem Cyberpunka podstawkę i potem robiłem wiele razy... wiele razy robiłem poboczne zadania. O, jakbyście nazwali po polsku? Potężny kruszyciel.
all while closing the gap and putting you in the zone for some sweet, sweet annihilation. Another great option is Quake. For some extra flair, you can combine with air dash and drop in from above and throw everyone around you to the ground. When I'm using shotgun, I like to use the Obliterate
Albo,
perk.
dokładnie, śmiertelny bomb budowniczy, albo młociarz.
And once I'm in range, it's time to take out the big guns.
Młociarz.
We've got the new features that let you
Takiego
grab
buildu
enemies
już
and
nigdy nie
throw them
zrobię,
during
jest tak
fights.
kurde nudny.
Great for
Ja
controlling
poszedłem,
battlefield.
słuchajcie, w szczepy oraz w bitwę na pięści i taka nuda była, bo system walki jest tak zdupiony, jeśli chodzi o walkę rękami. W sensie animacje są sztywne, nie?
Mayhem.
The throw at the end.
The Savage Slugger solo. That's
3 times fast.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And, like throwing people, like at the end, he's just like, woo, and he just flies.
Yeah. I mean, certainly, like, you know, the animals in that faction.
Okej, ale posłuchajcie, jakby to po polsku w ogóle brzmiało, nie? Jakbyś, ja bym to prowadził, ja bym musiał powiedzieć tak. Wow, to było świetne. Widziałeś, możesz podnosić osoby i nimi rzucać, tak? Rozumiesz, że rzucasz i wuu, i leci. Jak to brzmi w ogóle słabo, nie?
And with the
Co
hammer,
to w
like
ogóle
just
jest?
closing in actually shows you that this build is very
Takie
versatile. You can
infantylne
actually
trochę.
go up and close and, you know, have some quick interaction, but also you're able to like hold these big weapons, and even though they make you a little bit slower, you're still able to kind of, you know, sponge the bullets on you and still go in like crazy and then just throw people. Oh, there's so
Yeah, a
many
lot of
cool-
damage mitigation, and you can resist stuns and stuff like that. It's all about, like, because if you're like the fast solo, you get hit, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna knock you silly, right? But there, you can just keep barreling in. And then I love the montage of the claps, the finishes. That was fun.
But yeah, Gabe, I mean, that's it for our segment. I'm super excited to have you once again here in the studio. Thank you for sharing all your information. Also, thank you to all the game designers who are gameplay designers
Powinien
who
powiedzieć
actually
tak,
showcased the builds,
że
because those were
możesz podnieść typa, musisz tak mówić. Rozumiesz, podchodzisz do typa, podnosisz go za jaja i rzucasz nim jak szmatą.
chaos in Night City. And that means consequences. Let's take a look at what it looks like to come face to face with Night City's toughest armed forces, MaxStack.
No, ten 2.0 Cyberpunk. Ua, lubię ten pojazd. O Boże, jak to wygląda! Jak ta policja tak strzela.
Target is Omega Class. I repeat, Omega Class target at large. MaxTac is en route.
MaxTac. Muzyczka.
MaxTac in position, eyes on target.
It's official! Update 2.0 will release on September 21st.
21 września już!
Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox Series X, S,
To za tydzień.
PlayStation 5, and PC. That's just 1 week away. And if you want a taste of what's it like to build a new character with the redesigned perk system
Tak,
before
miało
then,
być
we have a cool
26.
surprise for you. Right now, you can create your own build and experiment with all the new perks, including
Cyberpunk
Path of Liberty's
Build
Relic
Planner.
Skill Tree with our Build Planner. Head to the Build
Oni
Planner
myślą, że
website
będą
now
ludzie
to see
jak
what
w WoWie
kinds of
robić
builds
buildy.
you come up with before the launch of the update and the expansion. That's all we got for this Night City Wire special. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're excited to play Cyberpunk
to już.
2077 Phantom Liberty when it launches
Poszło.
on September 26th. We'll see you then in Dogtown.
Okej. Pokażcie, gdzie jest ten planer. Cyberpunk, Phantom, dowiedz się więcej, pokaż. I teraz tak, obejrzyj zwiastun, to wiemy, gry więcej, poradniki, cosplayowe poradniki, what the fuck. Edge Runners, Night City Wire. Kurde, chyba tu nie ma tego, to trzeba wejść na tą zakładkę, co oni tam dali. Miejsce narzędzia. więcej. Moje nagrody, gadżety, media, wsparcie, społeczność, Discord, seriale, Edge Runner, cyberka, widmo wolności. Okej, zamów teraz. A ile kosztuje w ogóle? Ile to oni chcą za to? 90 zł? A, daliście link na czacie? Poczekaj. Dobra, chyba mam. Moment, bo randomy mi wysyłają. O. A, i można sobie sprawdzić, jak to będzie wyglądało. Po polsku. Okej, czyli tak to będzie wyglądało. Restartuj wszystko. I sobie możemy refleks, budowa ciała, inteligencja. A w to relik? To tu? Jailbreak system. Odblokowano nowe umiejętności wszczepów ramion. Okej. Ulepszenie działania kamuflażu. Skanowanie podatności. No bo z tym relikiem to będziemy rozdawać, ale ja bym... W inteligencję się idzie te hakowanie, tak? Tutaj się idzie. W co się idzie, żeby zhakowanie zrobić? W inteligencję, zdolności techniczne? Netrunnerskie umiejętności. Refleks. To jest podzwinność. Opanowanie. Nie, budowa ciała, stary, ja poszedłem. Daj spokój. Chociaż jest zmieniony trochę ten system. Ale jednak nie podobało mi się to. Inteligencja. Ty, no ale w grze powinno się tak dać, nie? Też przybliżyć tak. Oddalić. A chyba w grze się tak nie da. Okej. No dobra. To ja nie będę sobie builda robił przed premierą, bo nie jestem spoceńcem. Wolę sobie... Jak wyjdzie gra, to sobie... Wiecie co jest zajebiste w grach? Ja wam powiem. W takich odczuciach odnośnie gier, to najlepsza rzecz, jaką możecie zrobić przy grze, przy której nie musicie się śpieszyć, czyli w grze RPG solo, gdzie nie macie rankingu, gdzie nie rywalizujecie o coś na serwerze, to jest to, że dostajecie ten level i teraz tak, idziecie gdzieś na bok sobie, żeby was nikt nie zaatakował, żeby was przeciwnik nie znalazł, se siadacie na ławce czy coś i tak, se teraz poczytam i se czytacie. Okej. Aha, i macie 1 punkt. I se tak, kurwa, a może w to? A może nie, kurde, nie wiadomo w co iść, co? 1 punkt. I sobie wymyślacie, nie? A potem dopiero, wiesz, a potem wiadomo, już to idzie maszynowo, nie? Bo jak już pójdziesz, w ogóle ten pierwszy punkt jest o tyle ważny, że jak już zdecydujesz się w końcu, w którąś z tych tu zacząć ścieżek, to potem ona przeważnie ma, wiesz, na przykład 0 na 3. No to już masz zaplanowane na najbliższe 3 poziomy na wbijanie, nie? Czyli dup, żeby być 3 na 3, nie? Potem patrzysz, co to daje. Ale nie mogę wam zabronić, jak chcecie sobie po prostu grać z buildem przygotowanym, nie? Przed premierą, to jak chcecie, to ten. Udostępnij build postaci. O, fajnie. No. Dobra, ja mówię wam, ja sobie na spokojnie to tam, jak wyjdzie gra. Więc tak, patch, słuchajcie, wychodzi za równy tydzień, czyli 21. 21 to jest nic innego jak środek, bo... czwartek. Nie środek, tylko czwartek. W czwartek mamy update. Czy jak będzie update, ja już będę grał? Tak, ja odpalę, słuchajcie, przed premierą DLC, bo będę chciał na pewno sobie posprawdzać działanie policji na różne sposoby. Na pogoń, strzelanie podczas jazdy. Będę chciał zobaczyć, jak inteligencja policji działa. Przygotujcie się na memy i klipy, bo na 100% to będzie tak zdupione, że pierwsze, co zobaczycie na Twitterze oraz na YouTubie, to przez najbliższy miesiąc będą co chwilę Cyberpunk 2.0 New Police System, stary. Tak będą to nazywane te shoty i zobaczycie, że będzie policja, która biega w kółko, albo strzela sama do siebie, albo w ogóle się rozwalają gdzieś o mur. Na pewno tak będzie wyglądało. Umówmy się. Ale posprawdzam.